We're here with our creative conversations this week, and I'm with Phyllis Hoffman from Chairman CEO of Hoffman Media, and you may know her through her fabulous magazines, Victoria, Cottage Journal, Classic Sewing. That's one we're really interested in right now, and of course, Southern Lady. So Phyllis and I both have we have many things in common. And we've had a lot of crossover in our careers, particularly through Victoria magazine and through both of the communities that we serve. So one of the things we agreed we have in common is a love of color. And Phyllis has some unique perspectives on color too.
Well, you know, April, I'm so glad to be here, and color is my life. I realized as a child that color influenced me in so many ways. And in the magazine world, color is everything. When we're working on covers of magazines and we're looking at composition, we have to look at not only just a pretty picture, but what color type will we use with that? If we do a beautiful cover, can we use the words in yellow? Will they show up better in green? Because that whole experience leads to what I call eye appeal. And if you're looking at a general newsstand, readers make their decision to pick up a magazine in 3 seconds. So what you put on that cover and the colors are so important. So My life is color. I live it in color.
Okay, I know everybody asks me this question. I don't really have an answer. What's your favorite color?
Oh gosh, I'm sitting in my red sewing room. It's Cornwallis red. A red orange, and my favorite color of all is blue. I collect blue and white chinas and blue and white porcelains. Yes,
I like blue too.
I was looking at that thinking I need that. So blue to me, the sky's blue, everything matches blue. I prefer that for decorating, and I'll do pops of colors that go with the blue. So I would have to say that, but I'm a red girl when it comes to dressing. I do red nail polish, red lipstick, red shoes, but I wear black so much and then throw red accessories with it. So those are probably blue is my all-time favorite color. I'm not a pink girl. I am becoming one because I have a granddaughter now. And so I just didn't care for pink. It was just not my color. I'm a red girl. And when Amelia was born, she's pink to the core. So I now sew pink fabric and grow pink flowers. And so it's just, color is very important, but it's important that I surround myself with color that makes me happy. This orangey red that you see here is the color of my garage. When I drive in the afternoon, I drive into a happy red garage.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's funny about pink because I remember when I was a little girl, I did not like pink at all. I had a sister who's 1 year difference in age. She wore pink, I wore blue. And I think it had something to do with not liking strawberry ice cream. And I just had this aversion to pink. Now I love it. I love pink. I love the soft pinks and the darks and the magentas and the creamy pinks and all of those in between. And my granddaughters love pink too.
Well, you know, that ballerina pink is one of my favorite colors. It has that undertone of a peach. Oh, I think that's beautiful, rich color. So, but you know, my color, I'll tell you with red, I'm a flower person. I love to garden. I had a total diversion to red roses as a child. The first time I saw red roses in a large quantity was unfortunately at very sad events in my life, funerals of people that I loved, and I kept thinking, ugh, every time I see that big pile of red flowers, I just despise it. I have one red rose bush in my garden now, and it's the color of this room. It's an orangey red, but color triggers memories and triggers reactions.
Yes,
and
I agree.
It evokes an image and evokes a time where you can, I think back, yes, I remember those dark red roses. As opposed to peach roses when my sons were born and my sister sent me peach roses. And, you know, so it's very interesting how the emotions are affected by color as well.
I agree with you. And I think if you want to create certain emotions, you can do that with
Mhm.
color in a home. And of course, in what you wear also, but you can definitely use color to create a mood
Yes,
or
you
to
can.
capture a mood that you might have felt somewhere. Like a lot of ideas we pick up are in travel. So I
Yes.
think you can, and it's like, I want to get that feeling back that I had in
Yeah.
that cafe or that
Yeah.
bistro or in those gardens. How do you get it back? Color is like a really good way to get back there.
It is. It is. And, you know, I admire what you do because I think formulating your color palette for a garment line, oh, me, how exciting it is to see your new table creations, your
Thank
linen,
you.
your gorgeous outfits. So, how do you determine, I mean, seasonally, how do you determine what's going to be your spring launch? How do you put together a palette?
Well, I guess if you think of the color flow, we respond a lot to nature and what that's giving back to us. So spring will always have, the beginning of spring will have some of those really strong colors to have a break with winter. But a lot of pinks, pastels, corals, yellows, all of really everything the garden is giving you. But then how do you make it feel new? And how do you put it into stories? And we start by creating palettes. We
Mm-hmm.
literally um, uh, have fabrics dyed for about a dozen different palettes. And in each palette, there might be 30 fabrics.
Mm.
And then, so that's a whole, there one might be a Nantucket palette, for example, an Orange Grove palette. So if you think of those places and the colors and all that, so we'll fit those in. And some of those colors are going to work for bottoms. Some of those will work for dresses. Some of those colors are just the base colors, and then we'll do prints on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little complex, but it's actually it takes so much from nature that part is easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you're always going to look at the trends as they apply to us. So
Mm-hmm.
I always think we're a bit, just slightly left of trend or something. We're a bit slightly different than what's going on. So that allows us to maintain our own kind of identity. I think it's a little more of an artistic
Mm-hmm.
flow that that we're kind of loyal to, and that we follow. Um, but I don't know. We just do it.
Well, it is. And I think you do it very well. As I said the other day when you and I were chatting, I've never seen you do a line of black clothing, which is so interesting to me because I wear black a lot, just the nature of the beast of business.
Right.
But you're known for color. And the first time I ever saw anything that you did, I didn't even know who you were. This was way back before we met at Southern Lady Celebration. Was shopping, and I didn't even have a granddaughter then. It's been so long ago. And I saw this beautiful quilted jacket that you did out of Christmas greens and evergreens and reds. And it was corduroys and plaids and paisleys. And I thought, she gets it. Whoever this April Cornell woman is, she gets it. And I stood there and looked at that precious little jacket. And I thought, this speaks to me because I love all of the colors. And that mixing and matching that you do, that's why when you and I were talking about working together on a fabric line in the sewing industry for people that love to sew,
We're super excited to do that, Phyllis.
We
That's
are.
Gonna be fun.
I know it. I'm ready for this mess to be over so we can get down to the real
thing.
Me too. We put everything on hold with Hoffman Media, that's for sure.
I know.
But that was fun because you had an eye for it, and the trims and the buttons. It's not just one thing. It's the concert of all the textures and elements.
I like that, the concert, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the song the whole thing sings. When somebody gets it and they put it together and they made something, it's an expression of themselves. I love that.
Yeah, and it's interesting because by the nature that I wear suits a lot and very simple cut lines, but then like this past season when you had that fabulous tartan long vest that I wore to the
That looked great on you.
It spoke to me.
I thought, fabulous.
Oh, this is perfect. It's tartan plaid. It has embroidery. And so when something speaks to you, you feel good in it. And that's what I think is great about your clothes, because people know their style, they know their color that they love, and they feel good in them. They're comfortable, they're fun. And it shows creativity. It shows that, yeah, tartan is beautiful, but if we embroidery flowers on top of it, we put a little zing to it. And that's so wonderful. It's about texture.
I want to ask you a question, which is slightly off our topic of color, but I know people ask me this, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that question, but how, like, you've got such a connection with your readers. How do you know what it is that your readers want? Like, how do you stay there with them?
Do you know, our readers are more like family, just like your customers are to you. They talk to us, they email us, they text us, they send us all kind of correspondence, pictures. I loved this. This was my favorite part of the magazine. And if you listen, as you do to your customers, they will tell you exactly what they love. Exactly what we love, because you have a kindred spirits. The people that read Victoria have a certain lifestyle, a certain interest. People that read Southern Lady are different. They're the family keepers of the stuff that passed down for generations.
Right.
Cotton Journal is a very relaxed style. Each magazine has a different audience, but those readers really become family to us, because they'll send us, oh, look what I made. In classic sewing, I made this dress from one of the issues. And you see, okay, these readers love learning techniques, or they love to make children's garments, or they're past children and want to do ladies' blouses. So we listen, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't. They're busy trying to tell people what they love, rather than listening to what they're telling you they love.
I think that that whole community of women, you know, and I know when we were reaching out on Facebook and asking people what would they like to hear, some people were saying, well, the way that you and I have remained, our companies, our families have remained sort of constant in our, not exactly what we do, but maybe our point of view, you know, they like that. They like the fact that there's something that they can connect with, and it's still going to be, it's going to have that steadiness, it's going to have that constancy, it's going to have their heart, and it's going to care about them and make sure that they're included, you know.
Yes, that's important. That's important.
Well, yeah,
that's important, because for one thing, both of our businesses have changed through the years. Businesses naturally do change. Just the metamorphosis of how we market and what people are looking for. And as we age, comfort becomes more important than shishi poo-poo style. And so it's funny that tall heels have now become cute flats, and the fitted dresses have become great loose linen garments. And so as we all have evolved in lifestyle, so are businesses, and yet they have remained personal. If you lose that personal part of your business, you're just another corporation. And so
I think that's it.
We really try to stay so in tune and listen and respond to our readers, because we love hearing from them. And if you don't like something, please tell me. I won't do it again.
Or we'll try and figure out where you're coming from. A lot of times when people say something that isn't positive, you learn something too.
Oh, yeah,
that's one thing I found out. Yeah.
You do. You really do. Yeah.
You know what? We might have hit our 20 minutes.
Well, you and I never lacked for conversation time.
No. Anything you want to throw out there before we close off?
Well, I think where we are today, I think, has brought us back to the basics of what makes life beautiful. And we've all had to slow down again, really slow down. And we've got to observe in our homes, with our people we work with, working remotely, what is important. And it comes to the same answer no matter where you are. It's the people you love and treasure.
Right. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
All about love.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I love you, girl.
I love you too. And thank you. It's been fun.
You take care of yourself. We'll do it again.
Perfect. Bye.
Bye.